Hidden within the ancient text of the Book of Genesis lies a mystery that has intrigued scholars, historians, and theologians for generations. Compiled between the 10th and 5th centuries BCE, Genesis forms the foundation of the Hebrew Bible, shaping the beliefs and histories of Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. Its influence extends across continents and millennia, impacting legal systems, literature, and cultural identities. The narrative of the 12 tribes of Israel is not merely a spiritual account, but a historical record of migration, adaptation, and survival. These tribes, descendants of the sons of Jacob, are believed to have formed the early Israelite nation, navigating the complex political and social landscapes of the ancient Near East. Archaeological findings, such as pottery shards and settlement remains, provide evidence of their existence and movements. Yet, the fate of the tribe of Simeon remains one of the Bible's enduring enigmas. Scholars such as Shmuel Avukia, an Israeli Bible researcher, have noted that after the initial biblical accounts, references to Simeon virtually disappear from both scripture and historical records. Archaeological evidence for the tribe is scant, and their territory, once located in the southern part of ancient Israel, was eventually absorbed by the tribe of Judah. Avukia's investigation led him to the Romani people, commonly known as Gypsies, whose origins have long been debated. Modern genetic and linguistic studies confirm that the Romani migrated from northern India around the 10th century CE, eventually spreading across the Middle East and Europe. Today, the Romani are found in communities across Eastern Europe and beyond. The investigation began with a single verse from Genesis chapter 33, verse 15. And Simeon and Levi are brethren, instruments of cruelty are in their habitations. This passage, written in a period when tribal law and custom dictated survival, has been interpreted by scholars as a reflection of the social tensions and legal challenges faced by marginalized groups in the ancient world. For Avukia, this verse was more than a rebuke, it was a potential clue. He theorized that the tribe of Simeon, under pressure from both internal and external forces, may have been forced into obscurity or assimilation, a fate that would later echo in the experiences of the Romani under medieval European laws. Historical records show that marginalized groups often faced erasure through forced assimilation or migration. Could the ancient disappearance of Simeon be connected to the mysterious origins of the Romani people? Both groups share histories marked by displacement, legal discrimination, and cultural resilience. The Romani, for example, were targeted by the Statute of Kilkenny in 1366, which banned their presence in Ireland, while Jews faced similar restrictions across medieval Europe, including forced ghettoization and expulsions. The parallels are striking. Both Jews and Romani were subjected to restrictive laws, forced migrations, and social exclusion. In the 16th century, for instance, the Holy Roman Empire issued edicts expelling both groups from various territories. These shared experiences have left lasting marks on their collective identities, as documented in legal records and oral histories. While Avukia's theory remains controversial and is not widely accepted among mainstream historians, it has sparked important conversations. Recent genetic studies have clarified that the Romani are primarily of South Asian origin. Yet the dialogue about shared experiences of marginalization continues to resonate, especially as millions of Romani in Europe still face discrimination and social exclusion today. Inspired by these historical parallels, the Jewish-Gypsy Forum was established to foster dialogue, research, and advocacy for both communities. Through such initiatives, the enduring impact of ancient migrations and laws is brought into focus, reminding us that the search for identity and justice is as relevant today as it was in biblical times. The tribe of Simeon, one of the 12 tribes of Israel, is first mentioned in the book of Genesis as descendants of Simeon, the second son of Jacob, and Leah. According to biblical accounts, the tribe was originally allotted land in the southern part of Canaan within the territory of Judah, as described in Joshua 19:1-9. Archaeological evidence suggests that this region was semi-arid and less fertile, which may have contributed to the tribe's gradual decline. By the time of the first biblical censuses, as recorded in Numbers 1:23 and 26:14, the tribe of Simeon had already experienced a significant decrease in population. Later historical and rabbinic sources suggest that the tribe was gradually assimilated into neighboring tribes or migrated beyond the borders of ancient Israel, leaving their ultimate fate a subject of ongoing debate among historians. In contrast, the Romani people, often referred to as Roma or Gypsies, trace their origins to northern India. Linguistic and genetic studies indicate that the Romani began migrating westward around the 10th century CE, reaching the Middle East and Europe by the 14th century. A migration map highlights their journey across continents. Today, the Romani people have significant communities in Eastern Europe, Spain, and the Americas. Both the tribe of Simeon and the Romani people share histories marked by displacement and marginalization. The Romani faced centuries of persecution, including anti-nomad laws, forced assimilation, and expulsions from countries such as France, Spain, and Germany. An infographic timeline details key moments of Romani persecution. Similarly, biblical and historical records indicate that the Simeonites were gradually marginalized, their lands absorbed, and their identity diluted through assimilation. In the digital age, researchers utilize genetic studies and historical records to trace the movements and assimilation patterns of both groups. For example, modern DNA analysis has revealed South Asian origins for the Romani, while historical records continue to shed light on the dispersal of the Simeonites. Visual aids such as comparative infographics help illustrate these findings for a broader audience. Social media platforms such as Facebook have become important tools for individuals and researchers interested in exploring the potential connections between Jewish and Romani histories, allowing for the sharing of family stories, migration data, and cultural traditions. Online forums and groups now serve as digital archives and meeting places for these communities. The Jewish-Gypsy Forum, established in 2017, has attracted members worldwide, fostering dialogue and research into possible shared ancestry and cultural intersections. A membership growth chart demonstrates the forum's expanding reach. Since its founding, Romani individuals from countries including France, Finland, Spain, Russia, and the United States have traveled to Israel to participate in forum meetings, workshops, and cultural exchanges. A map highlights the diverse origins of these participants. These gatherings provide a unique space for cultural exchange, dialogue, and the examination of shared history. Participants analyze migration patterns and the impact of historical laws, contributing to a deeper understanding of the intertwined destinies of the tribe of Simeon and the Romani people. Infographics and visual summaries from these workshops help document and disseminate their discoveries to a global audience. The Holocaust stands as one of the darkest chapters in human history. Under Nazi rule, Jews and Romani people were systematically murdered. Both groups were targeted for extermination, forced into ghettos and concentration camps, and subjected to inhumane medical experiments. The persecution of Jews and Romani people, however, did not begin or end with the Holocaust. Throughout the Middle Ages and into the modern era, both communities faced waves of violence, forced migration, and exclusion across Europe. In Nazi Germany, the Nuremberg laws stripped Jews of citizenship and basic rights, while the law for the prevention of hereditarily diseased offspring led to the forced sterilization of thousands of Romani people. By the late 1930s, the Nazis classified Romani as asocial, paving the way for their mass internment and murder. Earlier in Spain, the Pragmatic Sanction criminalized Romani language and customs, while the Alhambra decree expelled the entire Jewish population. In Eastern Europe, pogroms and anti-Romani laws forced both groups into poverty and marginalization. Property confiscation, forced removals, and exclusion from public life became common experiences. Despite centuries of oppression, both communities demonstrated remarkable resilience. During World War II, Romani men, often referred to as gypsies, joined the British and Soviet armies, fighting alongside Jewish soldiers and others in the struggle against Nazi tyranny. This shared legacy of persecution, reinforced by discriminatory laws and government policies, forms a powerful bond between Jewish and Romani peoples. For many Romani individuals, the search for ancestral connections, such as ties to the tribe of Simeon, reflects a deep desire to reclaim identity and dignity in the face of historical trauma. Throughout European history, both Jewish and Romani communities have been subjected to persistent discrimination and exclusion. Jews were expelled from numerous cities and regions, including England, France, and Spain. Similarly, Romani people faced repeated expulsions from countries such as Germany, France, and England. The 20th century brought further tragedy. During the Holocaust, both Jews and Romani were systematically murdered by the Nazis, as documented by the United States Holocaust Memorial Museum and the Council of Europe. Sociological studies highlight the ongoing struggle for identity. Many Jews in Israel consider their Jewish identity very important. In contrast, surveys in Europe have found that a significant portion of Romani respondents feel their culture is not respected by mainstream society, and many Romani youth face challenges in education and employment. Legal recognition has lagged behind social realities. In many European countries, Romani were not officially counted in censuses until the late 20th century. Even today, legal definitions of ethnicity and minority status vary, impacting access to rights, education, and social services. For example, Hungary only began officially recognizing Romani as a minority group in the 1990s. Despite these obstacles, the possibility of a shared biblical heritage offers both groups a sense of belonging and historical validation. Today, organizations and educational initiatives are working to preserve culture, promote understanding, and improve social inclusion, as seen in the growing participation in cultural events and advocacy for minority rights across Europe. For centuries, both the Romani and Jewish peoples have endured relentless persecution and discrimination across Europe and beyond. The Romani, often referred to as Gypsies, are a widespread community, while the Jewish people have a global presence as well. Both groups have faced forced migrations and discriminatory laws. In the 16th century, anti-Romani edicts swept across Europe, while Jewish communities were expelled from countries like Spain and England. During World War II, the Porajmos, the Romani Holocaust, claimed countless Romani lives, while the Holocaust led to the murder of millions of Jews. Violence, social exclusion, and systemic discrimination have been common experiences. Pogroms, forced ghettoization, and exclusion from education and employment have affected both communities for generations. The struggles of the Romani and Jewish peoples have spanned continents and generations. Today, the Romani remain Europe's largest ethnic minority, and both groups continue to face prejudice in many countries. In recent years, anti-Romani sentiment has surged. Many Romani people in Europe live in poverty, and hate crimes remain widespread. Jewish communities have also seen a rise in anti-Semitic attacks in recent times. Legal victories have been achieved, such as the European Court of Human Rights ruling against school segregation of Romani children in Hungary. For Jewish communities, hate crime legislation and Holocaust remembrance initiatives have sought to address ongoing discrimination. International organizations including Amnesty International, the European Roma Rights Centre, and the Anti-Defamation League continue to advocate for justice and equality, yet recent events make it clear the fight for justice and acceptance for both the Romani and Jewish peoples is far from over. Expulsions, forced migrations, and legal discrimination have been recurring themes for both groups. The centuries-long pattern of exclusion and the ongoing rise in hate crimes underscore the ongoing nature of the struggle, a struggle not just for justice, but for dignity and recognition in societies across the globe. In the United Kingdom, the Romani community, often grouped with Irish travellers under the umbrella term Gypsy, Roma and Traveller, or GRT, remains a vibrant and integral part of British society. Many people identify as Gypsy or Irish traveller, but advocacy groups believe the real figure is much higher due to underreporting and the persistent stigma attached to these identities. Romani and traveller families are found in every region, from rural caravan sites in Kent and Yorkshire to urban neighbourhoods in London, Manchester and Birmingham. While some maintain a nomadic lifestyle, the majority now live in houses or on permanent sites, balancing centuries-old traditions with the realities of modern British life. Most GRT households live in bricks-and-mortar accommodation, while others reside on caravan sites. Cultural heritage remains central. Traditional music, storytelling and family gatherings are vital for passing down language and customs. Events like Appleby Horse Fair, which attracts thousands of visitors annually, and Stow Fair are key moments for community connection and celebration. In 2022, the Appleby Horse Fair was featured in national news, highlighting both the vibrancy and the challenges faced by attendees. Yet daily life is marked by significant challenges. In recent years, new legislation and persistent social barriers have made life more difficult for many. Many Romani and traveller people report experiencing discrimination in their daily lives. Education remains a major hurdle. Only a small percentage of Gypsy, Roma and traveller pupils achieve passing grades in English and Maths GCSEs compared to the national average. School attendance rates are among the lowest of any ethnic group, with many children facing bullying and exclusion. Media coverage often perpetuates negative stereotypes, and government policies have had a profound impact. The Police, Crime, Sentencing and Courts Act 2022 criminalized unauthorized encampments, increasing the risk of eviction and criminal charges for families with nowhere else to go. Many families are currently on waiting lists for authorized sites, say discrimination is widespread. Despite legal protections under the Equality Act 2010, reports of bullying in schools and difficulties accessing healthcare are common. Life expectancy for Romani and traveller people is estimated to be significantly lower than the national average, and suicide rates are much higher. Yet, stories of resilience and pride shine through. In 2022, Romani student Mary Collins became the first in her family to graduate from university, inspiring others to pursue higher education. Community support networks such as the Traveller Movement and Friends, Families and Travellers provide advocacy, legal aid and cultural programs. Romani activists and community leaders are increasingly visible, campaigning for equal rights and challenging discriminatory laws. In 2021, a coalition of GRT organizations successfully lobbied for the inclusion of Roma history in the national curriculum. Initiatives like Traveller History Month, launched in 2008, and local heritage projects across the UK are helping to share authentic stories, challenge prejudice, and foster understanding between communities. A new generation of Romani artists, musicians, and writers is emerging. From the poetry of Damien Labat to the music of Charlotte Smith, these voices are reshaping perceptions and celebrating Romani identity in the public eye. The journey of the Romani community in the UK is ongoing, shaped by new laws, shifting attitudes, and the enduring strength of tradition. Despite adversity, the community continues to adapt, innovate, and look to the future. Their story is not only one of struggle, but of remarkable resilience, creativity, and hope, demonstrating the power of community and the enduring spirit of the Romani people in the UK today. First Romani University graduates, annual Appleby Horse Fair, inclusion of Roma history in curriculum, legal advocacy and support networks. Real-life stories like that of Mary Collins, the first in her family to graduate from university, showcase the determination and hope within the community. Initiatives led by the Traveller Movement and youth art projects are paving the way for future generations. The Romani community's journey in the UK is a testament to resilience, adaptation, and the enduring power of culture, an ongoing story written every day. The role of faith in Romani culture is both profound and complex. Rather than a mere tradition, faith acts as a foundational element, shaping values, customs, and the very structure of Romani communities. The Romani people form vibrant communities across Europe, with large groups in countries such as Romania, Bulgaria, Hungary, and the United Kingdom. The Romani diaspora began over a millennium ago, with linguistic and genetic studies tracing their origins to northern India. Over centuries, Romani groups migrated through Persia, the Byzantine Empire, and into Europe, adapting religious practices from each region. This resulted in a syncretic spiritual tradition, blending elements from Hinduism, Islam, Christianity, and local folk beliefs. In the UK, many Romani identify as Christian, with Catholicism, Anglicanism, and Pentecostalism being most common. In Turkey and the Balkans, many Romani are Muslim. However, religious observance is often interwoven with unique Romani customs, such as ritual purification and communal blessings. For the Romani, religion is not confined to weekly services. It permeates daily routines, moral decisions, and social interactions, and is considered highly important in daily life. Major life events, baptisms, weddings, funerals, are marked by elaborate religious ceremonies. These events are attended by extended family and the wider community, featuring prayers, blessings, and rituals that have been preserved for generations. Religious icons, crosses and holy pictures are common in Romani homes, serving as daily reminders of faith and protection. The display of such objects is a widespread practice among Romani families. Prayer is a regular part of family life, with many Romani families praying together before meals or during hardship. Communal prayer is a cherished tradition in Romani households. Alongside formal religion, superstition and folk beliefs remain influential. Belief in omens, charms and the supernatural is widespread, with many Romani using protective amulets or consulting fortune tellers. The tradition of carrying charms and observing taboos is rooted in centuries of migration and marginalization. These practices provided psychological comfort and a sense of agency in uncertain environments. Objects such as horseshoes, red ribbons, and coins are widely believed to bring good luck, while others are avoided due to associations with misfortune. These beliefs are found in Romani communities across Europe. Folklore about curses, the evil eye, and cleansing rituals is common, especially among older generations. Elders play a key role in transmitting these stories, which reinforce cultural values and social cohesion. These beliefs are not relics of the past. Many Romani youth participate in traditional rituals and community events, blending ancestral customs with modern life. Faith and superstition continue to guide important decisions, shape relationships, and provide comfort during times of uncertainty. Many Romani cite faith or folk belief as a key influence in major life choices. For many Romani, faith and folk belief are intertwined, two sides of the same coin. Together they offer strength, meaning, and a sense of continuity with ancestors and community, as illustrated by the enduring transmission of rituals across generations. Despite facing widespread discrimination and misunderstanding, Romani spirituality remains a powerful source of resilience and cultural pride and is held in high regard within the community. For the Romani people, belief, whether rooted in religion, superstition, or both, is a thread that binds generations. It offers hope, identity, and a sense of belonging that endures, as documented by both academic research and lived experience. The Romani people, often referred to as Roma, trace their origins to the northern regions of the Indian subcontinent, specifically present-day India and Pakistan. This conclusion is supported by a convergence of linguistic, genetic, and historical evidence, making the Romani migration one of the most thoroughly documented population movements in global history. For centuries, the true origins of the Romani were shrouded in myth and speculation. Medieval European records often misidentified them as Egyptians, leading to the exonym gypsy. Other theories linked them to biblical tribes or ancient civilizations, but these lacked empirical support. The breakthrough in understanding Romani origins came in the late 18th and early 19th centuries. Linguists such as Johann Christian Christoph Rüdiger and August Friedrich Pott identified strong similarities between the Romani language and Indo-Aryan languages of northern India. Modern genetic studies confirm that the Romani share significant genetic markers with populations from the Punjab and Rajasthan regions. Most scholars agree that the Romani migration began from northwestern India around the 10th or 11th century CEE. This migration likely occurred in several waves, with initial groups estimated to number in the thousands. The Romani language, classified within the Indo-Aryan branch of the Indo-European family, retains hundreds of words and grammatical features found in Sanskrit, Hindi, and Punjabi. For example, the Romani word for sun is calm, closely related to the Sanskrit calm and Hindi calm. Much of the Romani core vocabulary is of Indian origin, as shown in comparative linguistic studies. Genetic research, including studies by the Indian Genome Variation Consortium, has shown that Romani populations share specific Y chromosome and mitochondrial DNA haplogroups with Indian populations, particularly from Punjab. Autosomal DNA analyses indicate a split from Indian ancestors many centuries ago. The reasons for the Romani migration are still debated. Historical records suggest that the Ghaznavid invasions of northern India in the 11th century, social upheaval, and the search for economic opportunities may have prompted the exodus. Some scholars propose that Romani ancestors were part of military or artisan groups recruited by invading armies. The Romani journey westward took them through Persia, Armenia, and the Byzantine Empire. By the 13th century, records in Armenia and Byzantium mentioned the arrival of groups described as Atsingani or Zot, terms historically associated with Indian migrants. In Persia, the Romani absorbed Persian, Armenian and Greek influences, which are still evident in their language and customs. Genetic studies show that a portion of Romani ancestry can be traced to admixture with Middle Eastern and Caucasian populations during this period. As they travelled, the Romani exchanged skills and knowledge with local populations. Their expertise in metalworking, music and animal husbandry was widely recognized. They often served as entertainers, craftsmen and traders along their migration routes. By the 14th century, Romani groups had reached the Balkans, and by the 15th century they were present in Central and Western Europe. The earliest documented mention in Western Europe is from 1417 in the German city of Hildesheim. The misidentification of the Romani as Egyptians led to the widespread use of the term gypsy. This label persisted for centuries, despite mounting linguistic and genetic evidence of their Indian origins. In Spain, they are known as gitanos. In Hungary, Tzigani. In France, Tziganes. European records from royal courts, city archives and church documents frequently mention the Romani, often highlighting their distinct appearance, language and customs. Despite their visibility, their origins remain misunderstood, fueling stereotypes and myths that persist to this day. Over centuries, the Romani developed a unique culture, blending Indian roots with influences from Persia, Byzantium and Europe. Their adaptability enabled them to survive and thrive in diverse environments, from the Ottoman Empire to the kingdoms of Western Europe. Romani music, dance and storytelling have had a profound impact on European culture. Flamenco in Spain, for example, owed much to Romani musicians, while Romani violinists have shaped the folk music traditions of Hungary and Romania. Despite their contributions, the Romani have faced persistent discrimination and exclusion. Laws restricting their movement were enacted across Europe. In the 20th century, many Romani perished in the Holocaust, a tragedy known as the Porajmos. Today, the Romani population is found worldwide, with significant communities in Europe, the Americas, and the Middle East. Subgroups such as the Sinti, Kalderash, Lavari, and Manouche have developed distinct dialects and traditions shaped by their unique histories. The Romani are a mosaic of cultures and experiences united by a shared heritage and resilience. Their story is now recognized as an integral part of global history, with organizations like UNESCO and the Council of Europe advocating for the preservation of Romani culture and rights. The Romani journey is a testament to survival, adaptation, and transformation. Despite centuries of adversity, they have preserved their identity and contributed to the societies in which they live. Yet a question remains: despite their Indian origins, the Romani have rarely been fully accepted as natives in any country. Their story is not only about migration, but about a people continually searching for belonging. Today, the Romani invite us to move beyond stereotypes and recognize the richness and diversity of their culture, a story that continues to unfold across continents and generations. For centuries, the Romani people have been shrouded in mystery, their culture and traditions giving rise to a tapestry of myths and legends across Europe and beyond. But what is fact and what is fiction? Many of these tales, rooted in fascination, fear and misunderstanding, have shaped public perception. According to historian Angus Fraser, early European records from the 15th century already described the Romani as mysterious outsiders. Fraser, The Gypsies, 1992. One of the most persistent legends is that of the gypsy fortune teller. This image, popularized in Victorian literature and traveling fairs, is based in part on Romani traditions of divination but is often exaggerated in popular culture. Fact check: while some Romani did practice fortune-telling, especially in Western Europe during the 18th and 19th centuries, it was rarely central to Romani culture. Source: Hancock. We Are the Romani People, 2002. Superstitions about the Romani abound. In parts of Eastern Europe, they were believed to possess the evil eye, a supernatural gaze capable of bringing misfortune. Source: Silverman, Romani Roots, 2012. In Hungary and Romania, legends describe Romani as shapeshifters, witches, or keepers of secret knowledge. Folklorist Linda Day documents these stories in her research on Central European oral traditions. These tales, often born from the anxieties of settled communities, reflect a deeper fascination with the unknown and the outsider. Another enduring legend casts the Romani as wanderers under a curse. Some medieval sources, such as the 16th century Chronica Hungarorum, claim the Romani are descendants of Cain, doomed to roam for an ancient sin. In medieval England, folklore suggested the Romani were the lost tribe of Israel, forever searching for a home. Source Kenrick Gypsies, From the Ganges to the Thames, 2004. These stories, while sometimes sympathetic, reinforced the idea of the Romani as perpetual outsiders. Across Europe, Romani musicians and dancers were credited with supernatural talent. In Spain, the legend of the Gitano flamenco singer whose song could melt stone is still told today. In the Balkans, Romani blacksmiths were said to forge iron with magical skill, a tradition that persists in Romani craftsmanship today. Source Marushiakova and Popov, Gypsies in the Ottoman Empire, 2001. However, these myths have a darker side. Stereotypes of Romani as thieves, tricksters, or child stealers fueled centuries of discrimination and violence. Source Acton, Gypsy Politics and Social Change, 1974. In Germany, the Zigeuner was depicted as a shadowy figure in children's stories, both feared and shunned. Source Willems, In Search of the True Gypsy, 1997. In Russia, cautionary tales warned against accepting gifts from Romani travelers, lest they bring bad luck. Despite this, Romani communities have often reclaimed elements of these legends, weaving them into their own oral traditions. Storytelling remains central to Romani culture. Tales of clever heroes, wise women, and miraculous journeys are passed down through generations. These stories, both mythic and real, serve not only as entertainment but as a means of preserving identity in the face of adversity. Today, the myths and legends surrounding the Romani continue to captivate the imagination. From Hollywood films to contemporary novels, the gypsy mystique endures, sometimes as a symbol of freedom and resilience, other times as a shadow of old prejudices. By examining the origins and impact of these tales, we can move beyond stereotypes, recognizing the Romani not as figures of legend, but as a people with a rich, complex, and resilient history. The Romani people are spread across Europe, the Middle East, and the Americas. Their daily lives are shaped by centuries-old traditions, but also by the realities of modern society. Contrary to the stereotype of constant wandering, most Romani people today live in permanent homes with strong family ties and community networks at the center of their lives. A typical Romani household is multi-generational, with grandparents, parents, and children often living under one roof, sharing daily meals and responsibilities. Family loyalty and mutual support are fundamental values, with family often considered the highest priority. Elders play a key role in decision-making. In many communities, family councils are held to resolve disputes and plan for the future, reflecting a tradition of collective wisdom. Hospitality is a hallmark of Romani culture. Guests are welcomed warmly, and it is customary to offer food and drink as a sign of respect. Traditional Romani meals often feature recipes passed down through generations, with communal cooking and eating reinforcing social bonds. Preparing meals together is a daily activity used as a time to teach children about heritage and values. Major life events, weddings, births, and religious festivals are celebrated with elaborate rituals. For example, Romani weddings can last several days and involve the entire community. Music and dance are central to these celebrations, with live music and dancing being an essential part of wedding festivities. Storytelling and music are not just entertainment, they are vital tools for passing down history and cultural identity. Cleanliness is highly valued, with daily cleaning rituals and specific rules for food preparation and personal hygiene. These practices are rooted in the concept of marime, or ritual purity, which governs many aspects of daily life. Migration has shaped Romani identity. Today, only a small portion of Romani families in Europe are nomadic, but traditions of adaptability and resilience remain strong. Traditional trades such as metalworking, horse trading, and crafts are still practiced, though many Romani now work in a variety of professions. Many Romani adults are self-employed, often working in family businesses. Urbanization is increasing, with many Romani people in Europe now living in towns and cities, blending traditional customs with modern life. Education is a growing priority, with more Romani children attending school, though challenges remain. Despite progress, Romani communities still face discrimination and poverty, and unemployment remains a significant challenge in some regions. Yet a strong sense of freedom and cultural pride persists, with many Romani expressing hope for the future. By examining the facts and daily realities, we see a community defined not by myth but by resilience, unity, and a vibrant cultural heritage. On-screen infographics. These visual aids highlight the diversity and challenges of Romani life today, offering a clearer, fact-based understanding of this remarkable people. As we conclude our exploration of Romani culture, let's take a closer documentary-style look at some of the most influential Romani figures in history, individuals whose achievements have shaped not only their own communities but the world at large. Despite centuries of marginalization, the Romani people have produced a remarkable array of artists, activists, musicians, and thinkers. Here we present a factual overview of several icons, highlighting their key achievements and lasting impact. Django Reinhardt, 1910–1953, jazz guitarist, achievements pioneer of gypsy jazz, co-founder of the Quintet du Haut Club de France, recorded over 100 tracks. Notable works: Minor Swing, Nuages, star rating for innovation and influence in jazz. Reinhardt overcame a debilitating hand injury to develop a unique two-fingered guitar technique, inspiring generations of musicians worldwide. Teja Stoica, 1933–2013, writer, painter, Holocaust survivor. Stoica's testimony and art have become vital records of Romani suffering and resilience during World War II. Katerina Taikon, 1932–1995. Writer, civil rights activist. Taikon's activism was instrumental in securing legal recognition and improved living conditions for Romani people in Scandinavia. The performing arts have also been enriched by Romani talent, with many artists achieving international acclaim. Charlie Chaplin, 1889–1977, actor, director, composer. Chaplin's Romani heritage influenced his empathy for outsiders and his commitment to social commentary through film. Paputsa, Bronislawa Waj's 1908–1987, poet-singer Paputsa's poetry, often set to music, continues to bridge generations and cultures. These Romani icons and their achievements have left a lasting mark on history and culture. These individuals represent only a fraction of the Romani men and women whose creativity, courage, and vision have enriched global culture. By recognizing their achievements, we honor the enduring spirit and contributions of the Romani people, voices that have persisted and inspired despite adversity. The legacies of these icons are not confined to history books or distant memories. Their music, words, activism, and artistry continue to echo across continents, shaping conversations, inspiring new generations, and reminding us of the transformative power of resilience and creativity. As the sun rises on new chapters for the Romani people, let us carry forward their stories, celebrating not only their survival but their profound and lasting influence on the world. Their contributions are woven into the very fabric of our shared human culture, a testament to the enduring power of hope, heritage, and the unbreakable spirit of a people who continue to inspire us all. As we approach the conclusion of our exploration into the vibrant world of Romani culture, it's important to reflect on both the challenges and the hopes that shape its future. The question of cultural survival is not just philosophical, it's a matter of urgent reality. Several Romani dialects are now classified as endangered, and traditional crafts are at risk of disappearing within a generation. The traditions, values, and daily practices we've explored are living testaments to identity, resilience, and wisdom, but they require active preservation. In today's rapidly changing world, the Romani way of life faces unprecedented challenges. Modernization, urbanization, and globalization all threaten to erode the unique customs that define Romani communities. Discrimination and exclusion remain persistent barriers for many Romani people, especially the youth, who often face challenges in education and employment. Younger generations, drawn to new opportunities and influenced by the wider world, may feel pressure to leave behind the ways of their ancestors. But cultural preservation is not merely about resisting change, it is about adaptation. Education, innovation, and pride are key. Across the UK and Europe, Romani leaders, artists, and advocates are working to document their language, safeguard traditional crafts, and promote cultural pride. Community festivals, music workshops, and digital archives are helping to keep traditions alive. Educational projects now reach thousands each year, inviting both Romani and non-Romani to learn, respect, and celebrate together. The urgent need to save and protect the Romani way of life calls for understanding and solidarity from all corners of society. It is a call to value diversity and to recognize the beauty in difference. Across Europe, Romani communities are finding creative ways to preserve their culture and language, from revitalizing traditional arts to organizing annual festivals and advocating for legal protections. By supporting Romani voices, challenging stereotypes and fostering spaces where tradition can flourish, we help ensure that this remarkable legacy endures. Looking ahead, experts predict that digital storytelling, online language courses, and international cultural exchanges will play a vital role in the next decade. The Romani people's story continues, written each day in the laughter of children, the wisdom of elders, and the music that dances on the wind. May we all play a part in preserving this vibrant heritage so that future generations may know, cherish, and add their own verses to the ever-unfolding song of the Romani people. Together we can help the Romani legacy shine brighter for centuries to come. Thanks for watching on the Music Bible 222.